Great morning, YouTube. How are you? I am Amber Hill. I am the Psychic Life Coach. Guys, first off, let me start off by saying I am really sorry about what happened last week. So, I was in the middle. Well, really, I was kind of done except for doing the reading. I had done the topic of the day, I had done everything. But what happened was maintenance, right? I live in an apartment building and I had some work that maintenance needed to do. And guess what? I still have it. So they're supposed to be coming back today, which of course made me be like, well, I don't want the same thing to happen. I don't want to be in the middle of my show and then they're knocking on my door. So I was like, should I push it back? So I had kind of promoted and said that Tea Talk today would start at 10:30. But I'm like, you know what? I just talked to the office and they say that he's not even here yet. So, and there's quite a other people that he's got to deal with. So that's exactly the reason why Tea Talk got shut off the way it did last week. And again, I apologize, but I thought it was better than leaving you guys on hold while, while everything is going on. So again, for those who are new, let me say thank you so much for being here. This is Tea Talk Thursday. I am Amber Hill, the Psychic Life Coach. And today, the topic of the day is shift like the elements. Okay. I literally, this came into my spirit, into my mind this morning when I woke up. So that's where it is. So that's going to be the topic of the day. Shift like the elements. First off, also let me say, I guess I should. I'll post it in the description. I didn't think about it before, but I actually just had an interview, a full page interview that was done on me, and I will post the link in the details. So if anybody'd like to check out the interview, I appreciate it. Also, I am launching my giveaway right now, my 4th annual giveaway. And some of you have seen the flyers and seen the posts. And if you would like to be a part of it, if you can look right here on my YouTube channel, the videos are down there. The 3 videos from the past 3 years. Well, actually it's 4 because last year was really long, but really long to us, but whatever. But it was great. So if you want to see what happens when you donate to me, to my company then turns around and blesses a family. And so we have a family of 4 this year. So anybody who would like to do anything, I got something set. I got a P.O. box for those online shoppers. If you want to drop ship, we got it. Cash App, PayPal, Zelle. Work it out, okay? Great morning. I'd like to start off the way we always do and take a meditation minute, okay? So I'd like us to go ahead, and I got 2 minutes on the clock. Remember, what we're going to do is we're going to breathe in deeply, fill up every space in our lungs, hold it for 3 seconds. And when you're breathing in, I want you to imagine that you are breathing in the breath of life. You are breathing in strength and power, okay? Breathe it in, hold it for 3 seconds, and then slowly, the slower you release the air, the slower you release, the more connected to the source you get. Okay. And also some of you can switch it up. We do the breathe it in the same way. And then on release, instead of going like you're whistling, you can go. It's like going without making the It's just. I like that. I like the way it feels. It grounds me, makes me feel real present. And on release, also visualize I'm releasing stress. I'm releasing worry. I'm releasing all of that, right? You can always pick up all the worry and stuff later if you want to, but that's what it is. So visualize power and strength going in, releasing, and be aware that when you breathe in, yes, your face might go, but make sure release. Make sure you try to relax your face. And when we breathe in, sometimes our shoulders hunch. Try to make sure that when you release, feel your shoulders drop. Feel everything just drop, okay? All right, 2 minutes on the clock, meditation minute. Last one, everybody. Yeah. I don't know about you guys, but I feel pretty good. And I think I have it timed out. Like I said, usually I'm getting in about a good 3 or 4 breaths. Let me just go ahead and set the clock back. All right. So, of course, it's Tea Talk Thursday. Why is it called Tea Talk Thursday? Because I love tea, right? A lot of coffee drinkers in the world. Look, I'm not anti y'all. I'm just pro us, okay? So I love tea. This actually is a tea that I've already highlighted. And the crystal I'm going to be talking about is also a crystal I've highlighted. But unfortunately, I have went through almost every tea that I have. And so I have to literally go get some new tea. And I will. And I will. So, yeah. So next week I'll have new crystal. I'll have new crystals, and I'll have new tea to talk about. Okay. So today I am doing Tavana, and I love, or is it, yeah, Tavana, Tivana. I guess it's better pronunciation, Tivana. And this is the Tivana Peach Tranquility. Actually, I just love it, and this is actually my last one, so I have to go get more because I just love it. It's just so yummy. It's so flavorful. If you don't like peach, don't get this because it is peachy, which is interesting because I don't like peach cobbler, but I love peach soda. I like peach is, and I like Tivana's peach tea. So that's the tea. And again, don't worry about making notes. I will always in the comment section, not in the description, but down at the bottom where you can leave a comment on the video, I will always put the name of the crystal, the brand of the tea, and the flavor. Okay. No worries. And I'll give a summary of the topic of the day. All right. So the crystal, and again, this is a crystal that I talked about in the very, very beginning. All I'm doing is trying to pull up the information because I have so many babies. Some of them I just can't keep everything straight. I wonder, I've even had it where I would tell people I would do a free reading, psychic reading, if they could tell me what this was. It's, as you can see some of the amber looking color here. And then here you can see little light hints of a light purple. And it almost reminds me of pigs in a blanket because you have this sphere that is wrapped in this glittery stuff. This is called spirit quartz. Okay. This is spirit quartz. I love this baby. And so let me tell you about it a little bit. Spirit quartz, it can bring clarity to the mind that is troubled by life's difficulties. Awareness of one's true spiritual purpose is granted by this crystal. It can also provide enlightenment regarding one's career path, regarding one's career path. The spirit quartz is a high energy stone with a strong field of vibrations. Its ability to focus and bring energies together also makes spirit quartz an excellent stone for groups. Spirit quartz fosters unity, peace, and a willingness to work together that is beneficial to families, communities, or businesses alike. Okay. Clear quartz is highly prized Wait, I'm sorry. That's not talking about spirit quartz. Let me see. So another name for this is called amethyst. Amethyst spirit quartz, because I guess that's exactly what the purple is. Amethyst, which we know amethyst is great for psychic clarity, your psychic abilities. It's also good for cleansing all of your auras, and it's great within your chakra, okay? So it says amethyst spirit quartz is a stone for that is particularly helpful to assist anyone who may be facing death. And the best way to use a piece of this crystal is by placing a piece in the room. So it's a stone of peace and for bringing people together. I love that. And it's just a magical looking stone. All right. So that is our crystal. One time for the spirit quartz. So that's interesting. So it's amethyst, it's quartz. I love it. I love it. And I'm very curious if some of this brown could not be amber. It definitely looks like it's amber, doesn't it? But they don't mention it. But I love that. So the topic of the day. Let me go ahead and get my cards out so that we can do our reading. Let me move this out. So, I try to tell you guys that sometimes, most times, I never really know what the topic of the day is going to be. Of course, I base it on quite a bit of it on my life or what I'm thinking, or which I'm sure a lot of people do. A lot of people just talk about things that they are facing in their life or what's going on. And I had a couple of different things that I actually thought about talking about. But this morning, as I was waking up, Spirit said, talk about shifting like the elements. What does that mean, right? What that means is that there are different times in our lives when it requires different things from us, right? Sometimes we have to stand in our truth, stand in our power. And in that way, we need to be like the earth. We need to be grounded. We need to be focused. Okay? That's where that comes. Then there are times in our life where we have to learn to adapt, where we have to learn to go with the flow in certain situations that are in our best interest at the time. I'm not talking about situations that dishonor us. I'm talking about sometimes we have to learn to be fluid like water. We have to be able to flow with certain situations. Flow, right? If you've ever heard people talk about resistance thinking, that's resisting against something that you really should be doing. And sometimes that resistance is what can block us from manifestation. It can block us from the things that we want. It can block us from things coming to us that we deserve. So we have to learn to flow, right? We have to learn to flow like water. And then there's times where we have to find the courage and the strength and the passion to pursue those things in our life that we want. This is where we have to be fire, right? This is where we have to be strong and powerful and unyielding, is when we are fire. And when we have that fire inside of us, that passion that drives us, that passion that keeps us, that passion that inspires us, we are on fire. We are unstoppable. Okay? We're unstoppable. But sometimes also, we have to be wind. We have to be air. We have to learn how to shift, right? Sometimes it requires cleansing, and here comes the rain. Sometimes it requires the sun to shine down. We have to, the wind, right? The wind, if we don't govern ourselves accordingly, our tongues, our mind, the wind. The wind has the power to cool things off. The wind has the power to bring relief to those that need it, to ourselves. But also, the wind can be thick. It can be hot. It can be humid. And we can destroy, right? Sometimes we have to be like the wind. In every life, we all will be one of these elements. Sometimes we can be two of these elements at a time. Okay? But it takes wisdom and knowledge and understanding that in all life we have to be adaptable. We have to be adaptable, and we have to be able to pull out what we need when we need it. Sometimes we need to be fire. Sometimes we need to be water and flow. Sometimes we need to be earth and we need to stand. And sometimes we need to be the air. Sometimes we need to be the air. And we need to be cautious and we need to be careful of the energy that we bring to situations and things and people. So we are the elements. We can become the elements. We just have to be mindful and understand that power and tap in when we need it. Okay? So that is the topic of the day. Shift like the elements. Shift like the elements. Be strong in yourself when you need to be strong. Be calm like water when you need to be calm sometimes. Be fierce like water when you need to be fierce. Be passionate. Be on fire for the people that you love and the things that you love in your life. Be the wind that carries your energy, positive or negative, relief or humidity. Wind can bring relief and it can be choking. It can choke the hell out of you if you get in some good humidity and thickness. So be mindful of the element that you are flowing in. And be mindful of the element that you need to flow in, depending on the situations that you're in. All right? Shift like the elements, guys. Shift like the elements. All right, here we go. I'm going to go ahead and do this reading. I asked that my spirit guides would step forth to bring the messages that we need to bring. Bring the messages to whom needs it. You know what everyone needs. You know what everyone wants. And let's pray maintenance does not interrupt us this time. All right, guys. Let me gather our number. And let me gather our number. I just checked these daggone pens and was like, okay, are these working? See, you fooled me. You made me think I had a good pen. Now I don't. All right, it's okay. Bon voyage. I have another pen. Hey, you're supposed to be working too because I checked you. You don't want to work either? Bon voyage. I'm no longer holding on to people, places, or things that just don't work. Or sometimes they work sometimes and other times they don't. Okay, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Here we go. Okay. I have our first set of numbers. So let's go. All right. So first I see that there is some shift in alignment going on, and shift in alignment for someone. I feel like someone is starting to experience some changes that has transpired. And I feel like this change has a lot to do with some type of a conflict, some type of a beef, or something that happened. Um, And why do I say that? Because this card of conflict and defeat is a very deep card. And when I see this, this tells me that somebody found out or experienced some type of situation that has caused them some shame, that has caused them a feeling of feeling very beat down and defeated. Not sure what this is. This could have been a friendship that you found out that you feel like you were stabbed in the back. Maybe other people knew something and no one told you about it. This could also represent that there is some type of a shift going on within. I don't know. There's something going on with someone. Now, this actually is a card of the mind. And that's why I'm saying there could have been a shift. Or, hey, Christina, there could have been a shift or something that has recently happened within your mindset to make you feel differently about someone or make you feel differently about a situation. Because that is what I'm seeing. That right now, and this is recent. See, if this card was in reverse, that would tell me that it happened, but you're coming out of it. But the fact that it's this makes me feel like it's going on now. That I don't know if you're finding out that people are sitting back talking about you, that they're stabbing you in your back, but there is something that is going on that has really affected you in a way that is making you kind of withdraw. You're not really wanting to be around other people. You're kind of just doing your own thing and being in your own world. Okay. And that definitely could have something to do with a relationship. Like you could have found out your mate was cheating on you or doing something, and maybe, everything that you thought was good or was, just wind up not being what you thought it was. Because the card that I'm seeing next to it is heartache and loss. And it's the number 3, which speaks to shift and alignment. Wow, I'm sorry, really sorry to hear that, Christina. I'm really sorry. Sending you love and light for that. I'm seeing that the heartache and loss card, which there is some advancement. So this card is in reverse, which is telling me that at some point you were experiencing a heartache. Maybe due to a breakup, a loss of a marriage, loss of a relationship. Heartache can also even happen with the loss of a friendship, right? But the fact is that, and this also could be a card of loss of, could have been loss of a loved one, family member, or something, but that it really, this has been in your heart and been dealing with this breakup, this loss, or whatever. And now, wow, I'm so sorry to hear that, Christina. But I feel like because the card is in reverse, this is telling me that you're starting to get to a place of healing, that you're not as jacked up as you was when it first happened, that you are starting to slowly come from under the cloud that you feel like you've been under, or whoever this is referring to. I'm also seeing um, that I'm also seeing that the card of intuition is upside down. I feel like there are some decisions that either you need to make or decisions that are coming up. Either decisions you need to make that are upcoming or decisions that you already made. But the thing is, I'm feeling like you are not using your intuition, that your intuition is trying to tell you how to move forward in these decisions, but you are not trusting yourself and you are not trusting your intuition about how to move forward. Now, I will tell you, anytime I know personally for me, anytime that I have gone against my intuition, it has always backfired, crashed and burned with gasoline draws on. So, for real, that's something where people really have to be careful and you really need to trust yourself and trust your intuition. Um, Also, the makers of the cards that I use, they they deem this card to be the best card in the deck. I personally have other things, but I see that the universe card has come up, deemed to be the best card in the deck. In numerology, the 2 plus 1 is 3, speaks to advancement, it speaks to harmony, union, expansion. And for some of you, it could speak to the birth of a child. So some of you could be, your family could be getting a little bit bigger, or no matter what, I see that a lot of good things that you have or been wishing for your life, I see that this is going to happen for some of you, whoever this card is going to happen for. So the universe is all the things, all the energy and things that we put out in it, the things that we want being in the vortex, that all of that is coming into fruition, okay? And that those things are going to start manifesting themselves and they're going to start revealing themselves to you, okay? And I also want you to understand, just because there are things that we want, that doesn't necessarily mean that's the best thing for us. And the universe could have its own ideas about what it wants for us. Okay. And what it wants for us is always the absolute best. Okay. So I want that to be clear. What the universe has in store for you may not always be what you want, but what you need. Okay. I also see that there are some of you that are in a period of shifting right now. And because of this period of shifting, that you are starting to go inward, that you are starting to work on yourself. You're starting to work on who you are, what you want, what you need, and understanding yourself, which to me, I always say, investing in yourself is the best investment you will ever, excuse me, that you will ever make. Okay. So I see that there is a shift going on. There is a transformation. I see there is a completion of whatever was going on before. But now your spiritual strength is in the foremost. And what I want you to see about this card, I'm trying to get in a point where it's not so glared. Okay. What I want you to understand about when you start doing your work, when you start working on yourself, when you start looking inward and working on who you are and trying to figure that out, you see, and you start getting centered and focused, all of a sudden your spiritual self becomes bigger than your physical body. You see this ring? It puts a ring of protection around you. It covers you. It protects you. It keeps you up from under a whole bunch of shit. You see this bar up here? That's the foundation. See, your spiritual self will become your foundation and it will hold you, keep you, and protect you and keep you up out of a lot of shit. So I will say, good job to those of you that are taking the time to stop and think and how you operate, why you do the things you do, and want more for yourself. I always say, begin within. That is the best decision. Okay. I also see that there is some, we have the card of victory and success. Okay. This is a card of your spiritual self. This is a card of loyalty, responsibility, self sacrifice, appreciation, and harmony. Now, I'm going to be real. This card is in reverse. What does that mean? That means that maybe some of you are not doing the best job of being loyal. Maybe some of you are not doing the best job of sacrificing, being responsible, um, even your passion and your willpower, right? Some of you are not moving forward in that direction like you should. Okay. Again, I told you earlier, I saw with the conflict and defeat card that there was some type of a shift of alignment going on. And I see that there is a change in alignment in your throat chakra. Someone is dealing with that. What does that mean? That means that you are starting to talk differently or speak differently, which means I feel like some of you are starting to find your voice, right? There's a lot that you keep inside, you don't really say how you feel, and you're starting to get to that place of opening up, being honest, being truthful, saying how you feel, and speaking what needs to be spoke. Now, some people are like, well, I speak all the time, but are you having the important conversations that you need to have? And if you're not, then I want you to know that you should be, because I see a shift in alignment as it surrounds your throat chakra. And that's all about expressing yourself, saying the things that need to be said to who you need to say them to. And if you haven't, you need to. Okay. I also see that there are some decisions that need to be made right now as it relates to a love relationship. Okay. And the card is choose wisely. And look at the number 7. The number 7 speaks to spirituality, it speaks to mastery of self, inner awareness, wisdom, insight. You have to know yourself. You have to be true to who you are, because this card is in reverse right now. It says choose wisely. And with it being in reverse, it's telling me that you are not making, you did not choose wisely as it relates to a love relationship, whether that's dating someone, getting to know someone, sleeping with somebody, that maybe you did not make the best decision. Okay. And that is something you need to consider, because that's what it is. If you know yourself, and you stay true to yourself on what you know, they can have everything. They can talk good, they can do this, they can do that, but if there is that little thing in you that goes, "Oh," don't push it to the side and try to ignore it, you know, because, oh well, they make me feel good about myself. Okay, but what else? What are you sacrificing, right? So just choose wisely, because this is making it seem like maybe you're not choosing wisely right now. Really think about it. Think about the decisions that you have to make as it relates to love relationship. Okay. Also, we have the crown chakra. Okay. We have the crown chakra, and it is in reverse. And again, what is the number? It's all about learning who you are, learning who you are, learning who you are, understanding who you are, being true to who you are, being true to yourself, being true to your needs and your wants. Okay? The crown chakra is in reverse. That's telling me that somebody is doing a lot of stressing. Like, my head is starting to hurt. Why do I keep making my head hurt? That my head is starting to hurt. Some of you are stressing, worrying, anxiety for what? If you know yourself, then you have to become true to yourself, true to what you want, true to your expectations. Stressing and worrying. I always say, Worrying is something that we do so we can tell ourselves that we're doing something about something we can't really do anything about. That's what that's about. Okay. So I would strongly suggest you really need to get out of your head, stop stressing, trust that the universe is going to have everything work out the way that it is. Again, the more work you do on yourself and being true to you, the less you have to stress and worry about because you know what you need to do. Okay? The number that came up when I add up all these numbers, it is a 65. 6 plus 5 in numerology comes to 11. In numerology, 11 comes to 2. Again, that comes to partnership. It comes to union. It comes to duality, balance, decisions, choices that you need to make. And that's what I see. There are decisions and choices that you need to make as it relates to love relationship, as it relates to you starting to make some serious decisions about yourself, that you need to continue to vocalize and say the things that need to be said, that you also need to build up your spiritual self, your spiritual strength. Put that first. And that trust your instincts. Continue to do your healing work to heal your heart of some of the issues and things that you have going on. And let me see. All right, I'm going to pull 4 angel cards, and I'm going to pull one fairy card. The angel cards and the fairy cards, they always co-sign what the psychic tarot. I'm using 3 different decks. Okay. Well, you guys got a lot of Michael cards coming up. Whoop, whoop. Here we go. Page of Michael. Truthful, perceptive, analytical, and blunt. Remember? Throat chakra speaking up. An exciting new challenge. You have what it takes to succeed. Review contracts or documents very thoroughly. Okay? So, pretty much you need to believe in yourself, that you can do whatever you need to do, that if you're having a situation where you are about to sign some contracts, make sure that you read the fine print and make sure you know what you're signing up for. The 6 of Michael. It's the light at the end of the tunnel. Breathe a sigh of relief and make new plans, relocation or travel. So that's saying right there that, some of you that have been experiencing some stuff, you've been having a hard time, that there's going to be some things that are going to start working out in your favor, that a lot of that, I told you there's already a shift that I see. So now things are going to start shifting for you. You're going to be able to, just know, you'll feel the energy. The energy is going to get a lot lighter and you're going to feel like things are starting to work out for you in your favor. Okay. Maybe that means a new job. That could be relocation. Maybe you need maybe you need a change. Maybe someone's been thinking about relocating. Okay. And for some of you, you will have some travel coming up. I'm so envious. And remember, the 6 speaks to possible travel, loyalty, responsibility, and things of that nation. So we have number 14, again, 4 plus 1, numerology is 5. More shifting, more alignment happening for you, okay? More change happening for you. Solutions, Archangel Zadkiel. Success that comes from objective compromise, self-control, and patience. Forgiving and healing energy. As I stated over there with the heartache and loss, that you have to work on healing those places within you. Okay. Self-control and patience, forgiving and healing energy. Look, I need some of that too, because I be trying to be about love and light and incense and sage. But some people make me want to be about Coke 45 and Newports, okay? The number 5 of Michael. Again, more shift, more change. This situation doesn't deserve you. You are so right, Michael. Thank you. This situation doesn't deserve you. Release your attachment to the outcome. Consider taking a more uplifting approach. This is so true. We have to know when. And you know, that's interesting because that's one of the topics I was actually going to talk about today, but then it came to the elements. And that's what I was going to say is that, you know what? We don't have to be in situations that dishonor us. If you feel worse after you talk to somebody, or if you feel worse than after you're around somebody, then you don't have to be around that person. Like, we don't have to subject us to people that do not honor us, that do not make us feel good about who we are and how we're showing up in this world. It's just not true that we have to. We don't have to. We don't have to. We have the power. All right. So let me pick our final card, which is going to be our fairy card. Ooh. That was. This card fell out, so we're going to rock with it. It fell right on my arm. The 8 of Winter. 8 is about power. It's about control. It's about authority. It's about strength. You have what it takes. If only you believe in yourself. Thinking that you're powerless when you're not. A lack of self-confidence that keeps you from getting what you want. You are what's stopping you. You. Not your family, not your finances, not your job, not your mate, not your ex. You. If you are in the same situation that you was in a year ago or worse, you have the power. You have to believe in yourself. Fear and doubt, that's what cripples us. I'm going to say it again. You have what it takes. You just got to believe in yourself. Thinking that you're powerless when you're not. A lack of self-confidence that keeps you from getting what you want. If not now, when? If not now, when? When will you recognize how powerful you are? How amazing you are? How freaking awesome you are? When? You need someone else to tell you that? You can't tell yourself that? You don't believe it? Let me help you. You are freaking amazing. You are awesome. You are capable. You can do everything and anything that you want to do. All you got to do is believe and move forward. The only difference between people that have and people that don't have is that people that don't have, they focus on all the reasons of why they can't have it. And people that want, they don't see barriers. They don't think about why they can't have it. All they know is that's what they want. That's where they're going. That's where they go. They don't have that part of them that tells them that they can't have it if they put the time in to do the work. That's it. They're not better. They're not better. That is the show of the day, guys. This is Tea Talk. How'd y'all like it? Did you like the topic? Let me know in the comments below, okay? It's going to take a little minute. You just got to wait for me to post the video, which will take about 10 minutes because I got to do all the back office stuff. But once I post, please leave a comment on today's topic and what you think. And if you have a topic that you'd like me to talk about in the future, I welcome it. I look forward to you sharing that with me. Okay. I want to talk about what you want to talk about. That's what I do. We can talk. You see, I like to talk. So you know I'm down to talk. Okay. And again, I will put it in the notes, the name of the tea, the brand, the company. I will put the crystals in the name of the crystal. And I will sum up the topic of the day. Shift like the elements. Learn when to be the wind. Learn when to be fire. Learn when to be the water. And learn when to be the earth. All right? Have an amazing day, guys. Remember, begin with then. Take care of yourselves.